new common sense group has been formed to promote British values, traditions and history, declaring a culture war in Britain. But what are British values and who gets to decide? And who will protect your rights if you don't agree? Let's take a look back over the last year, the war on woke and the battle for Britain.
Following the death of George Floyd and Black Lives Matter protests globally, a statue of slave trader Edward Colston is toppled during an anti-racism demonstration.
The Common Sense group of CSG is formed to target the snowflakes generation and woke agenda.
MP John Hayes, founder of the CSG, criticises Extinction Rebellion and Black Lives Matter, stating that we are in the midst of a culture war which could rip the very fabric of our civilization apart. In the same month, the Department of Education issued guidance to school leaders, categorising anti-capitalism as an extreme political stance.
Equalities Minister Kemi Badenoch suggests that critical race theory as an academic approach is illegal if not taught in a balanced way. Charity Commission Chair Baroness Stowell suggests that the National Trust could face a public inquiry after it publishes a report on the history of colonialism and slavery.
The CSG asked the Prime Minister to take on organisations like the BBC, National Trust and National Maritime Museum for questioning the status of great heroes such as Sir Winston Churchill and Lord Horatio Nelson.
The CSG organises a meeting with Baroness Stowell to discuss the status of organisations which have denigrated British history and heritage.
Downing Street defends its plans to protect statues from who they call woke worthies.
The government announced plans to introduce a free speech champion and legislation enabling speakers who are no-platformed to sue universities, citing the no platform of US anti-LGBT hate groups. Oliver Dowden summons organisations to defend our culture and history from the noisy minority of activists, constantly trying to do Britain down.
The government passes changes to the Policing, Crime, Sentencing and Courts Bill, meaning protesters deemed too noisy or as causing too much annoyance could face a jail sentence of up to 10 years.
CSG call for an inquiry into equality think tank Runnymede Trust over their criticism of the Sewell report on race and ethnic disparities, published in March, which stated racism is neither structured nor institutional. Staff of the Trust are sent death threats. Museum Group Chair Charles Dunstan resigns after an academic whose work calls for decolonising the curriculum was dropped from the board. Historian Sarah Dry and Science Museum trustee quits over contested heritage demand after being asked to explicitly express support for UK policy against removal of contentious objects. A 50% funding cut is proposed to higher education arts subjects in England.
The Common Sense group's anti-woke manifesto is launched, calling for state-funded institutions to promote British values, traditions and history, alongside proposals for a radical overhaul of the Equality Act 2010, the act which upholds our freedom of expression.
July 2021 is the month that gave us Freedom Day. It also gave us a second reading in the House of Lords for the Police, Crime, Sentencing and Courts Bill, government approval for 50% funding cut for arts and design courses, and Official Secrets Act proposals which could see journalists jailed over damaging stories. Will the independence of the arm's-length bodies in arts, heritage and sport be next to be targeted? Who will speak for you when no one else will?
Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequences.
We believe in the common good, that there is strength in truth. We believe that what makes Britain great is
our multiculturalism,
our compassion,
our independence,
our art,
our comedy,
our history,
Our NHS.
our freedom,
our fight for what's right. We are British. We are woke.